time for Oskaloosa Indians soccer action. Live on KBOE.
And all over the world at KBOEradio.com and the mobile app. And now, live Oskaloosa Indians soccer action on the No Coast Network.
And good afternoon. Welcome to an overcast Dross Field at the Lacey Recreation Complex in Oskaloosa, where we've got girls high school soccer today in the Battle of the Indians, Indianola visiting Oskaloosa. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joe Lancello. Wade Steinlage will be along shortly as we get ready for today's game. Oskaloosa coming in with a 5-5 record, coming off a 1-0 win at Pella Christian last night on a goal by Aaliyah Cheney, and the Indians now with 2 straight wins, looking to make it 3 in a row and also improve their Little Hawkeye Conference record to 3-3. Indianola comes in with a record of 3-7. They are 1-3 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. Indianola also comes in here without several critical players. Their top scorer, Eris Forbes, with 5 goals on the year, is not going to see action today. Sky Delzell, who has 2 goals and 2 assists, also not going to see action. So that will give the Indians of Oskaloosa perhaps something to take advantage of. We'll hear from Oskaloosa girls coach Jody Steinlage when her husband Wade Steinlage talks with her, and actually we're going to do that right now. Down to the field.
We're here with Indian head coach Jody Steinlage as we're about 8 minutes away from starting lineups and opening kick. Coach Steinlage, nice huge win last night against Pella Christian. What are you expecting from the ladies tonight?
Hopefully continue to build on what we did last night. It was probably our best 80 minutes of soccer that we had. So putting passes together, runs, really pleased with how we played tonight. So hopefully we can just continue to build upon that, going on some confidence of a nice big win. We're missing a couple important people, but the girls can step up and hopefully get that third conference win.
What do you see out of Indianola? It's a team that hasn't had a lot of success in the Little Hawkeye, but they have played some teams relatively close.
I think they're going to be tough. I mean, the last 2 years since we've played them when they've come in the conference, it's been one goal games. So I think, evenly matched. The biggest thing is we just can't back away. We got to continue to pass and move and, not sit here and look at their record and think like it's going to be an easy game, because it's not. The weather's also kind of a little crummy, so just have to make sure that we come out with intensity from the get-go.
Thanks so much, Coach. Appreciate it. Back up to you, Joe.
Wade, Jody, thank you very much. We'll be back with the starting lineups, and Wade can come back up here to the booth as Oskaloosa and Indianola get ready for girls high school soccer. We'll be back in 3 minutes on KBOE FM and the No Coast Network.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
Fred's Muffler Shop in Oskaloosa has been a family-owned and operated business for over 55 years and is proud to support our community and the student athletes in it. Fred's Muffler provides their customers with bumper-to-bumper quality work done with hometown dependability and competitive prices. Come see what's new at Fred's Muffler Shop in the brand new showroom located at 1214 A Avenue West in Oskaloosa.
Craig Ford is more than just the name of our business. It's my name and my reputation. Craig Ford is committed to providing you with the highest in customer service and the peace of mind in knowing we won't be beat on price. Check out our website at craigford.com and compare our prices with our competitors. Craig Ford won't be beat on price. Let me say that one more time. Craig Ford won't be beat on price.
My name is Luke Harris, and I'm proud to be a local farmer. Partnering with Flight and State Bank helps me in my farming enterprise to make sound day-to-day decisions from a financial perspective because they provide the financial stability and advice that I need to run my business the way it needs to be ran.
Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia is dedicated to providing their customers with friendly service. Falvey Lumber and Hardware values your business and has made it their mission to provide reliable products and services with their customer-driven approach. Falvey's courteous professional team is able to support a range of services to meet your requirements. Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia. In Eddyville, call 969-4814 or Albia 932-2150.
For all your home and business pest management needs, call Certified Pest Control of Oskaloosa. Beth and I offer better prices, better service, same-day responses, and satisfaction guaranteed. We are the only pest control company locally owned and operated. Remember, termites on your property will lead to wood structural damage. So call now for your termite inspection and ask about termite pre-treatment of new construction. We also offer bed bug heat treatments. For seasonal or monthly pest control at the guaranteed lowest prices in the area, call Certified Pest Control, 641-295-0700. We are licensed to kill.
Welcome back to Drost Field in Oskaloosa. Joe Lancello and Wade Steinlage with you as we have the Battle of the Indians, girls soccer, Indianola at Oskaloosa. Here are the starting lineups for today's game. First of all, for Indianola in goal is sophomore Eliana Zwanziger. 4 players in the back for Indianola. Elise Heckert, a freshman, is at right back. In the middle, Olivia Duff, a sophomore, and Haley Berg, a freshman. At left back is senior Peyton Kirkpatrick. 4 in midfield, Faith Evans, a junior in the defensive midfield role. Out on the flanks will be Olivia Fuller, a freshman with 1 goal on the season, and Anna Miller, who is also a freshman. In the attacking midfield role is freshman Abby Jensen. 2 players up front, Mia Hughes with 3 goals and no assists on the year, and Megan Howard with 1 goal on the year. Mackenzie Stump is the first-year coach of Indianola. They are 3-7 on the season, 1-3 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. For the Oskaloosa Indians, freshman Kirsten DeWeese remains in goal. 4 players in the back for the Indians. Brooke Engelhardt, a senior at right back. Classmate Emily Lunsford in the middle of defense, along with sophomore Paven Canute. And at left back is Addie Teeter, a sophomore. 4 in midfield for Oskaloosa. Emily Richmond is a junior with 2 assists on the year. On the right flank is Lindy Slocum, a sophomore with 3 goals and 1 assist on the year. On the opposite flank is Aaliyah Cheney with 5 goals and 3 assists on the season. And Aaliyah has scored in each of her last 2. She has a goal last night against Pella Christian and also had a couple of assists last week when he covered the Fairfield game. In the attacking midfield role for Oskaloosa will be Abby Lumsden, a sophomore with 3 goals and 1 assist. And playing up front for the Oskaloosa Indians, Kaya Graham, a senior with 1 assist on the year, and Mary Nelson with 2 goals and no assists on the year. Jody Steinlage, the coach of Oskaloosa. The Indians 5-5 overall, 2-3 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. And Oskaloosa without senior Kirby Nelson for today's game. She's got some kind of a scholarship obligation, as Coach Jody Steinlage mentioned. And was there anybody else missing for the Indians today?
Yeah, actually, Kaya Graham will not be starting. I'm not sure who is starting in her place. If I could guess, it might be moving some people around, and I'm guessing Emma Castillo Basham will be in the lineup somewhere. It's going to be a very slimmed down crew for the Indians and the Oskaloosa Indians. Probably won't be a whole lot of depth off the bench, but especially coming off of last night's tough win against the Eagles, they're very likely the 11 that are put out there might go the full 80.
I'm guessing you had a look at that game because I did not have a chance to. How'd they look?
I didn't have a chance to,
Okay.
but I got plenty of conversation from Coach Steinlocke at home last night. She was extremely thrilled about how they played. She said by far it was the best they played all year. Pella Christian ranked number 10 in 1A. Yes,
That's
it's a class down, but they're a very solid team. They give a lot of 2A schools fits, and it was a good win, especially being on the turf at Pella Christian, and it wasn't a fluke either. I straight up asked Coach Steinlocke, Jody. I said, all right, well, what was the deal? I'm a stat person. That's my job. I want to know. Well, what was it? Did we get outshot 30-1 and we got lucky? She goes, no. We actually had Oskaloosa had like about a 13-4 shot tally and controlled a lot of the game, and possibly could have had a couple more. They had obviously a couple good opportunities, but didn't get a lot of extra shots on goal against Kirsten. And yeah, it was just a really good overall win, and that's going to be what the Indians are going to have to do tonight. Indianola doesn't have the record, but they played teams very tough this year, so it's going to be a tough back-to-back, to get back-to-back wins against the Eagles and then the Indians. Nice part is you're playing on your home field, you're off of Indianola's turf, so we'll see.
I do see Emma Castillo-Basham lined up with the other Oskaloosa starters, so she will be in the starting lineup today. We'll be back with the opening kickoff, girls soccer with Indianola at Oskaloosa. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is Oskaloosa Girls High School Soccer on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Amber Coffey.
I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Brandon Kane.
I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Jennifer Main.
I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Jason Rosenboom.
I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Austin Norris.
If your saving for retirement strategy involves the phrase, I'll get around to it someday, you need to talk with an Edward Jones Financial Advisor. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. For sound financial advice, contact your local Edward Jones professional today. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Fred's Muffler Shop in Oskaloosa has been a family-owned and operated business for over 55 years and is proud to support our community and the student athletes in it. Fred's Muffler provides their customers with bumper-to-bumper quality work done with hometown dependability and competitive prices. Come see what's new at Fred's Muffler Shop in the brand new showroom located at 1214 A Avenue West in Oskaloosa.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Back at Dross Field in Oskaloosa at the Lacey Recreation Complex, we can see the flags down on the field are really moving pretty rapidly, Wade, and not quite so much the flagpole that's up a little bit higher. What is the wind like down there?
The wind is coming actually straight, for the most part, straight out of the east. When we were standing down there, it was kind of right in our face. It's going to swirl a little bit, as it kind of always does, and it's always windy out here at the complex anyhow, but for the most part, I'd say the wind mostly out of the east, maybe a little bit from the south as well, so a little southeast. But again, that's going to swirl, so I don't know if it's going to be an advantage for either team, to be honest. But I would think, the Indians having maybe a slight breeze to their back, if they picked going south to north, I think they picked right. Hopefully get some early goals and put the Indianola Indians on their heels.
I was just going to say, got to be careful with that term Indians here. We've got two sets of them.
Yep.
Oskaloosa's will be playing from left to right in the home maroon shirts and shorts with gray socks. and Indianola playing from right to left, and they took the opening kickoff, and they're playing in the all-white outfits with purple trim. And thankfully, they've got dark numbers on those shirts, unlike another outfit that wears white and purple in the little Hawkeye conference we saw a little bit ago.
Yeah, I actually like the fact that the Iowa High School Association switched it up and said home teams wear the dark uniforms. I'm a fan of that. Like, I mean, whites are nice and whatever, but wear your actual school colors at home. I'm a bigger fan of that. So, kind of nice to wear the maroons here on the home turf.
What I'm opposed to is white numbers on white shirts.
Oh, yes.
Which is what Norwalk's boys did.
Ugh.
Kirkpatrick with a pass ahead down the near side. For Indianola, that was broken up, and the ball comes back to Kirkpatrick on the halfway line on the near side. Tried to pass inside, broken up nicely by the Indians' Emily Lunsford, and a pass just out of the reach of Castillo Basham.
I don't see either one of these teams, to be honest, Joe, putting up a lot of goals. Neither one has proven to be, I don't want to use the right word here, a nice word, but they're not extremely high-powered. Let's go with that. They play a lot more on the defensive end.
Back pass, Mary Nelson couldn't quite get to it for the Indians. Indianola able to clear ahead. Now it comes again for Castillo Basham. Playing it on the left. Lead pass intended for Mary Nelson broken up as she was surrounded by 3 Indianola players. Evans playing it on the left for Kirkpatrick. Ahead for Olivia Fuller. That's Alyvia, Olivia. Now Mia Hughes on the left. Her pass ricochets off an Oskaloosa player. Comes again for Fuller on the right wing. Checks back for Hughes. Tried to play it inside, but nobody there. Just again, Oskaloosa players coming back quickly on defense.
I like to Paven Canute, stuck with it. She got beat once and stuck with the play, knocked it off of the player a couple times, and just never gave up on that play. Finally, her defense was able to settle in and help her out and finally clear it out, so back on the offensive end.
Oskaloosa with a throw-in on the near side. Mary Nelson trying to make some room. Was looking to feed Lumsden, but a takeaway now by Indianola. Nice run on the near side and a pass long for Hughes to try to run onto, but the Indians' Canute is there first and will kick it out of bounds for a throw-in. Steve Ramirez, our referee today, with the assistants down the lines, the husband and wife team of Deb Reef and Jeff Reef.
Yeah, they got a lot of connection to Oskaloosa soccer. Their daughters both playing, graduating just a couple years back.
Be a throw-in on the near side for Indianola. A young team, too, that Indianola putting on the field today. Quite a few freshmen, as we mentioned at the outset. Their top 2 scorers, Eris Forbes and Sky Delzell, not available today. Haley Burke through the center circle. Lead pass on the right wing. Running onto it, there's a centering pass. Hughes looking to run onto it. Left side of the area, and her attempted cutback cleared away by the Indians by Lunsford. Kirkpatrick trying to keep it alive for Indianola, and they do. Drop back for Haley Burke. Now ahead on the right for Anna Miller. A-N-N-A, but it's pronounced Anna, and I was told that even the Indianola PA announcer messed it up, so I better not.
Like I said earlier, really great for Oskaloosa to get an early goal, and they haven't controlled much of this early play. And just knowing that they're having played last night, they're going to be a little gassed tonight, and they're just going to have to dig really deep. It's another one of these busy weeks, but really after this Indianola game, the end of the regular season schedule is very light for the Indians. Just the situation that this is a game that they can win, and that was a nice clear by Paven, just barely keeping that inside the pole. So instead of a corner kick, it's just a throw in. But
very deep in the Oskaloosa end.
I'd rather have a throw in right there than a kick for sure.
Heckert,
but they'd be kicking into the wind as well.
Centered in a low grass cutter caught by the very bundled up Kirsten DeWeese.
That was a little ricochet too. She just stuck with it, didn't have a lot of pepper on it, but Kirsten, every game she's just getting a little bit better, and I know that coaching staff is very excited about her and her future and what she's going to be able to do once she just spends a little more time in the goal and has a little more training under her belt.
Richmond under pressure, giving it away. A lead pass by Indianola. Ball ricochets off an Oskaloosa player to the far side. It will be a throw-in for Indianola, about 15 yards from the Oskaloosa goal. 5 minutes, 40 seconds played in the first half. Oskaloosa nothing, Indianola nothing. Joe Lancello and Wade Steinlage with you on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network. Centering pass to the top of the area. Fuller with a shot. It's there!
That was a great shot.
Wow.
Thought that was going to go a little wide, and maybe it would have. Maybe the wind held it in, I don't know, but it was a great shot, and Kirsten just couldn't get her hand high enough, couldn't elevate to find it, and Oski's coming out definitely a little flat-footed here, and maybe showing a little bit of, I guess, again, being gassed from last night, and or maybe just overlooking Indianola. So that's maybe the wake-up call 5:59 into the game.
Olivia Fuller, the freshman, with her second goal of the season, and it puts Indianola into a quick 1-0 lead. Down the far sideline, trying to keep it in play was Heckert, but it was broken up. Now the Indians run it down to the far corner and just playing out of bounds to the far side. Indianola throw in Oskaloosa territory.
Oskaloosa's playing a little more reactive versus being proactive here, and just waiting and seeing what Indianola is going to do. They're definitely being the aggressor, and that shows with that first goal.
Lumsford looking to play it ahead for Slocum on the near side. Intercepted by Fuller, the goal scorer. And now Emily Lunsford again on the near side, playing a diagonal ball near the center circle. Knocked down by Burke for Indianola. And now played ahead on the near side. A chance for Fuller to run down the left. Inside for Hughes. Hughes into the area. Hughes trying to get an angle. Nice job by the Indians' defense getting back. Paven Canute doing that and conceding the first corner of the game.
Good effort by the Indians to at least not get a shot off. But this will be a tough side for the corner to come from. The wind is definitely going to help out Indianola.
Left wing corner, attacking the goal to our left. It's stuffed with the corner. Played down to the edge of the area. Crossing shot. Oh, just wide across the goal from the inside left position. And not sure I got the right number on that. Was that number 14?
For some reason in my head I saw 12, but I mean,
I did too. I didn't realize there had been a substitution. Abby Jensen is a freshman who had that shot, and Indians get a goal kick, and from that they're not able to really get out of their area or put something together. Indianola with another throw-in. 8:15 into the first half, and Indianola leading Oskaloosa 1-0.
Obviously, these teams have a lot of common opponents being in the same conference. I think Indianola's only win, just coming against Grinnell, I think it was a 3-0 win. But otherwise, they played Pella Christian to, I believe, a 3-2 loss or a 2-1. I think it was 2-1 loss. Otherwise, they didn't get beat by Norwalk too bad, and DCG, I think, was maybe a 2 or 3-0 game. But Pella, as they will against most teams, drubbed the Indians pretty well. But this is a team that cannot be overlooked just because their record's a little bit down, and they have lost to Pella Christian, and Oskaloosa beat Pella Christian. Doesn't mean that if you don't show up and again have your best night like Oskaloosa did last night, could be an L when it's all said and done.
Indianola getting possession again. Jensen running parallel to the far side, broken up by Oskaloosa, and a pass played by Slocum down the near sideline, goes out of bounds. It'll be a Indianola throw, and the ball It's another one of those one-sided possession games, Wade, where it's been all in the Oskaloosa half.
Yeah, just one bad touch there by Lindy Slocum. Oskaloosa definitely could have set something up there, but it just wasn't happening. This is where you want the ball at. I hate to put all the pressure on Aaliyah Cheney, but she is that good of a player that she can take over a game. And right now, all of the play is being on the opposite side of the field, opposite of her. And if Oskaloosa is going to score, she's going to be the first one you're going to look at.
Cheney did play a long ball down the left, but the Indians aren't able to get anything out of it. Here's Cheney again down the left side, left edge of the area. Off the leg of Burke and cleared out of bounds to the far side for an Oskaloosa throw. And I think the deepest they've been in Indianola territory so far in the game. We've played 10 minutes, 20 seconds. 1-0 Indianola.
Just like that, like I said, bringing the ball to Aaliyah's side of the field. She's going to beat more times than not. She's going to beat her defender one-on-one, and she's going to give the Oskaloosa Indians a chance to at least attack the zone. Not going to say they're going to get a shot, but they're going to at least get it down in that area.
I was going to say, those seemed like those were Leah's first couple of touches in the game.
Yeah, I think it was. I think she had one early, but it wasn't really much of it. I think she was just pushing forward. But that was the first time she actually had a chance to go up the line and set something up.
Indianola throw from the far side for Howard, into the circle for Fuller, the Indianola goal scorer. Now a battle for the ball on the near side. Slocum trying to deal with Fuller.
That's where Lindy just had to let it go. She was trying to beat two players and dribble them through. She just needed to send that into the corner and get Oskaloosa, get the field switched.
Ball played to the near sideline, and Lumsden couldn't keep it inbounds. Be a throw in for Indianola. 10.5 minutes played, 1-0 Indianola. On a goal by Olivia Fuller in the 6th minute. Indians play it long down the near sideline. They'll go out. And a throw for Indianola. Fuller just inside the Oskaloosa half. In for Patrick, back for Fuller. And a takeaway by Lumsden. Murray Nelson left it behind for a teammate for Lindy Slocum, and Lindy wasn't expecting that. Just off her out of bounds, your side.
Definitely a head scratcher there. I understand what Mary's thought was, but that needs to be communicated somehow, and that needs to be executed better as well. It was just kind of a sloppy play, and just gave up possession and didn't need to.
Cheney had run onto a loose pass, but couldn't control it, and Indianola clear down the far side. Oskaloosa will have a throw-in just inside the Indianola half. Throw in off Lumsden. Abby controlling it again. Nice pass from Mary Nelson, left side of the area.
It's a nice ball.
Playing
it's
it ahead
going to be a tough play for Cheney.
Just barely kept it in play and cleared away, scuffed away by Indianola to the far sideline.
Really was a nice ball there by Mary. Maybe a little too deep, but first real opportunity there for the Oskaloosa.
Lunsford ahead for Cheney, left sideline. Cheney one-on-one with Heckert. Cheney now trying to make a move on Heckert, getting toward the flag, gets a centering pass in.
Could be trouble. Put it in.
Just got a hand on it, couldn't control it, and does it the second attempt. Zwanziger, who is not a really tall goalie, flapped a little bit at that ball. And that might be something the Indians could take advantage of later on. The Oskaloosa Indians, that is.
Oskaloosa needed to be there. They had two individuals right there. Somebody just needed to get a touch and just kick wildly. Just throw your leg, something at it. Obviously not your arms, but throw something at that and try to hit it forward and make another good play. But definitely for the keeper, it was a nice job to knock that down. But some rebounded opportunity was there, and just had to take advantage of that.
There was a longward chaser trying to get the ball after it was kicked out of bounds. Oskaloosa throwing to the far side, but Indianola getting possession again. Played square to the left, but a player overran it, and now a chance for Slocum now on the near side. Slocum trying to feed a through ball from Mary Nelson. That was broken up. Slocum again on the near side. trying to spin past Duff, and a takeaway for Mia Hughes. But the Indians get it back again. Englehart's pass ricochets off a leg. And Indianola again with possession.
Oskaloosa is definitely playing better, but still just a step slower than they need to be. Making some runs, making some good passes, just not finishing plays.
Sorry, Lumsden with the lead pass ahead for Mary Nelson. That was broken up nicely by Olivia Duff. Indians with an intercept, playing it long. Mary Nelson double team trying to get to the ball. Kirkpatrick shields it away, but Mary with a takeaway. Mary Nelson ran right into a defender, Burke, and the ball was lost, but the Indians get it back with Cheney, trying to feed Castillo Basham on the left. That was broken up. Faith Evans playing it ahead on the far side as Indianola trying to break out of their half. Anna Miller playing it ahead. Nice spin to get loose.
Yeah, Eddie got fooled a little bit on that one. She went too deep, and that was a great play by the forward or the outside mid.
That was Megan Howard who did that. Now a long ball played on the near side. Cheney on the run. Left edge of the area.
Somebody's got to give her
Cheney
something to work with.
Getting some room. Crossing pass. And this time caught easily by Zwanziger. But that's the kind of the ball that gave her a little bit trouble early on. Zwanziger, big baseball pass to the near side. Collected by Fuller for Indianola. Tried to feed Hughes, but that was broken up by Brooke Engelhardt.
Great ball there from Emily Richmond, and Lindy just needed to be a step faster. It was put where she wanted it. She just didn't get to it. Oskaloosa playing a lot better the last 5 minutes or so.
Fuller from the left wing into the circle for Howard to the far side. Giving chase to it was Anna Miller, but the ball went out of bounds. Far sideline near the Indianola bench. 23-17 to go in the first half. 1-0 in favor of Indianola. Into the game for Oskaloosa is Trisha Van Donselaar to replace Emma Castillo-Basham, most likely in a forward role.
Yep, that's going to be the one place, as always in soccer. Your forwards, your outside mids are going to tire the quickest, even though our defense has had to work quite a bit early on here. They're not going to be running up and down the field.
Ball played for Fuller left of the area. Shot was blocked. Headed away by one of the Oskaloosa players. Comes to the top of the circle. Lunsford able to clear it away. Van Donselaar's first touch was not that city, but it was toward Mary Nelson. But ball goes out of bounds near side. Throw in for Indianola. With under 22.5 minutes to go first half, Indianola up 1-0, and Indianola will make a change. Coming in for the first time is Hannah Alfstead, a senior with 1 goal on the season, and she'll replace the player with the only goal in this game, Olivia Fuller. 40-minute halves, remember, in high school soccer, and there is unlimited substitution.
The touches have just been a little bit strong here for, a little bit of both for Oskaloosa. They haven't won a whole lot of 50-50 balls. Every time that there's a bit of a collision, it seems like the team in white is coming up with them more times than not. But that was a great job there by Addie Teeter busting up that play. And now Leah Cheney's got an opportunity to see,
crosses the
what she can do with
halfway
it.
line.
Now we just got to push everybody up here in the situation. Everybody outside of the defensive players.
Cheney's centering pass was short. It was
cleared
away by Burke, and Cheney again. Centering pass off the player. Mary Nelson trying to pounce on it. Can't. Cheney again, left edge of the area. She'll shoot. And off the goalkeeper's hands out of bounds for an Oskaloosa corner. Their first of the game with 21:15 to go in the half. Indianola with a 1-0 lead. And Aaliyah Cheney to take the left wing corner. As Oskaloosa attack the goal to our right.
A couple of really good opportunities there. Leah a little bit deep. I think she scored from about 30 yards out last night, so that's well within her wheelhouse as far as her being able to score from that far out. But otherwise, the rest of her team is getting in there and they're battling and trying to come up with something.
Ball played to the near post off the core of an Oskaloosa player. I'll put it that way, and goal kick for Indianola.
Yeah, I think nobody could really get turned on that one. Just went right off of Abby Lumsden, I believe. So, see if we can get the ball right back. The momentum is definitely switching sides here, and Indianola's feeling the pressure.
Just gave it away there out of bounds for an Oskaloosa throw-in.
See if we can get a goal here. You know, you don't want to put all this effort into it and not get anything out of it. That was just a bad touch there by Abby Lumsden right at her feet and couldn't control it.
Sophomore America Senza comes into the ball game for Indianola, and she will replace Anna Miller. Ball in the Indianola half. Indianola trying to play it out down the far sideline. Howard got a little bit of room, plays it ahead in the Oskaloosa half on the far sideline, too far ahead for Cosenza. Goes out of bounds for an Oskaloosa throw. Ball volleyed high in the air toward the center circle, takes a hop over one Oskaloosa player, and now comes back into the control of Mary Nelson, now on the near side, Lindy Slocum. Slocum, nice cut inside. Slocum took a bump, still carries the ball. Ball was cleared away by Duff, and the ball trickles out of bounds on the near side. Oskaloosa throw in, about halfway in the Indianola half. Oskaloosa down 1-0.
The first half goal is not necessary. Obviously, you don't want to give up another one, but it'd be really nice to go into halftime. There's a lot of time left in this first half, just going past the halfway point, but it'd be really nice knowing that you have made up that difference there and have tied it right back up. It's a brand new ball game going in the second half. Just forget about that early goal.
Indianola playing ahead on the near side for Hughes. Engelhardt came back nicely to cut that out, and the ball cleared out of bounds near sideline. Throw in Indianola. Under 18 and a half minutes to go till halftime, 1-0 Indianola over Oskaloosa. Girls High School Soccer on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Sometimes you see high school players just can't quite figure out, the right timing of, how long should I have the ball? Sometimes they want to play a hot potato game, and other times they're hanging onto the ball forever, putting themselves in, tough situations.
Howard, nice pass on the right to find Cosenza, but she's not able to control the ball, and a goal kick for Oskaloosa.
And that's what we're dealing with tonight is somebody just hanging on to it a little bit long, and then all of a sudden the defense is right there to bust up the play. Otherwise, when you have space and you're not taking advantage of that space and just getting rid of it, a happy medium, and a lot of that has to do with communication too. Other people can tell you, hey, now is a good time to release that ball, or hey, you've got time, you can hold on to it.
Cheney left sideline, pass ahead for Van Donselaar on the left near the sideline. Ball poked out of bounds, it will stay with Oskaloosa. Cheney's getting a little bit more on the ball. She's going to be battling with freshman Elise Heckert at that right back spot for Indianola. Indianola get the loose ball, but kick it out of bounds. Oskaloosa throw in far side in the Indianola half. Cheney left sideline, poking ahead past the defender. Ball stays in play. Nice job by Cheney. Still left sideline. Beats a third defender, but that third defender knocked the ball out of bounds, so an Oskaloosa throw in. But it'll be about 10 yards or so from the Indianola goal, or if they called a foul. And if they did, that would be the first of the game. But they haven't.
No.
Never mind. Richmond's throw in from the left. Now with a centering pass toward the top of the penalty area. No maroon shirts there. Ball coming on the near side. Lunsford coming in from defense. Her long shot hit Duff and is cleared away. Brooke Engelhardt now for the Oskaloosa Indians, playing it ahead toward the middle. That was cut out by Burke. And now a lead pass for Cosenza on the right-hand side. Cosenza long ball, looking for a teammate to run onto it. Aiken Howard is doing that, but she ran out of real estate. Goal kick Indians of Oskaloosa.
I have no idea what the defense was just doing there. They must have been pushed up so far, but Paven Canute was literally the only person back on what almost could have been considered basically a 2-on-1. The number 4 coming along the far post, our near post, and she was unmarked completely. If they could have got the ball to her, she was going to just have an easy one-on-one against Kirsten. So somebody just totally forgot about coming back. And, not just somebody, but everybody forgot to coming back on that one. So got away with a little lapse of whatever you want to call it, just forgetfulness of what their job was.
Indianola throw in far side just inside the Oskaloosa half. Broken up by Oskaloosa. Cheney with it across the halfway line, but a steal by Cosenza. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Indianola. Still 1-0 Indianola, 15 minutes to go till halftime. Off the throw in for Jensen. Knocked loose. Comes for Elfstead now, just inner edge of the circle in the Oskaloosa half. Ball laid back for Kirkpatrick, the left back. He was the left sideline. Nice return ball for Kirkpatrick. Indians have two defenders there to knock the ball away. And they'll hoof it ahead to the near side for Lindy Slocum. Slocum trying to deal with a couple of defenders. Looks up trying to find some space, but lost the ball to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick playing it ahead, knocked away by Oskaloosa's Engelhardt, and Brook couldn't keep the ball in play. Throw in Indianola.
And momentum looks like it's switching a little bit back into Indianola's favor. The last few minutes are being more aggressive. They're just getting the ball a little bit quicker. Again, how much does that have to do with last night playing 80 very hard minutes against a solid Pella Christian team, and Indianola is fresh, but their balls that they're playing up from the middle to the outside are pretty crisp. Unfortunately, we're able to bust that one up by Addy, but Oskaloosa is not getting those balls out to the outside. Again, maybe it looks like the wind's actually kind of, I don't know, it depends on what flag you're looking at, to be honest, where the wind's coming from. So it looks like on the far side it's going straight to the west, and looks like it might be going from the north now a little bit as well.
Indianola with their second corner from the right wing side. It's Duff taking that. You don't see center backs taking corners too terribly often. Ball played to the top of the area. Van Donselaar trying to break it loose for Oskaloosa. Indianola get control. Ball goes to the far side. And Duff keeping the play of the far sideline, trying to deal with an Oskaloosa defender, but a nice job coming back by Eddie Teeter, the left back, and knocking the ball out of bounds. Substitution for each team. Emma Castillo-Basham comes back in for Oskaloosa, replacing Van Donselaar.
And to be honest, Joe, I don't think we're going any deeper than Trish. I think that's about as far as we're going on that bench. I could be wrong. They might sneak another person in, depending on the situation, depending on how tired somebody says they are. But for the most part, it's going to be just gut it out, and let's see if you can just give us a full 80 minutes, because you're going to give us the best chance to win.
Oskaloosa playing without Kirby Nelson today or Kaya Graham. Recognized forwards.
Kirby is one of the best players on the team, big-time leader as a senior, but also Kaya, also a senior, has come on very strong this year. She had a really big game last night. Coach Steinlogge was happy with her performance, and she's definitely being missed here as well, and she would help out with a lot of just that energy button. She would hit it, and she's just that energizer bunny that will go and go and go, and she'll bust up a lot of plays as well. Just a very aggressive player.
Under 12 minutes to go in the first half, still Indianola 1-0 over Oskaloosa, and the ball breaks on the left side for Mary Nelson, but just briefly, and Burke came back to get it for Indianola, played it back to the goalkeeper. But the goalkeeper's pass was broken up. Now a race for the ball as it's played to the left side of the area. And Zwanzinger again comes away with it.
That whole play kind of got busted up by Oskaloosa. Mary had a straight line to the goal, and for some reason she slowed down and wanted to cut it back in. I'm not really sure why. She could have just gone straight to the goal and hopefully would have gotten some help, but
maybe she thought she had help.
Yeah, that could be. Somebody could have said something, but like I said, she had a fairly straight line from what I could tell.
Indianola playing the ball out toward the halfway line. Comes back, bouncing to the near side, and Alfstead will get it as Indianola play from right to left. In for Hughes, running one-on-one with Canute. Canute falls in the penalty area. Hughes, I think, touched the ball last, or the officials are saying no. That's going to be a corner for Indianola, their third of the game.
If she possibly tipped it, maybe, but I know Paven wasn't kicking that one straight out, so when she kicked it forward, it may have gone off Paven's foot forward, but I know she wasn't going to kick it that way. So that's why I'm not quite sure this is the corner, but that's what they called.
Duff to take the left wing corner as Indianola attack the goal to our left. Played off an Indianola forward out of bounds in the near post, and it'll be a goal kick for Oskaloosa.
Again, as it always is, very windy, and I think the wind actually coming out of the north now, so Indianola taking advantage of that stiff wind.
Sophomore Teal Posey coming into the game for Oskaloosa to give Mary Nelson a breather. With under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Indians hammer it out toward the halfway line. Elise Heckert trying to get out of the far side, but it goes out of bounds. It will still be Indianola ball. Heckert in for Haug. Couldn't control it. Cheney trying to keep it in bounds far side. Can't.
Aaliyah doing her best to take over this game and try to get that goal back. She busted up that play. Unfortunately, just went off of her. But she's sticking her neck in there and trying to be a nuisance in all aspects.
Duff playing a long ball. That was mishandled by one of her teammates. Now a battle for the ball far side. Cheney gets it for Oskaloosa. Cheney on the left wing. One-on-one again with Heckert. Left edge of the area. Cheney centering it. Ticked off a defender. That should be an Oskaloosa corner.
I guess it didn't.
I thought it was, but
I thought
guess
so
it
too. I fully agree. I thought it went off of one of their players, but I guess she just shanked it to her left.
8:40 to go first half. 1-0 Indianola. Olivia Fuller scoring in the 6th minute. That's the only goal we have today so far. Ball played long by Indianola into the Oskaloosa half. Canute clears it out of bounds far side. And a throw in for Indianola. Girls High School Soccer on KBOE FM in Oskaloosa and the No Coast Network. Haug playing it long far side, trying to lead a teammate. Couldn't do it. Goes out of bounds. Oskaloosa throw in. Oskaloosa going for their 3rd straight win and trying to even their Little Hawkeye Conference record at 3-3.
I know looking at the this schedule early on in the year, the coaching staff was like, there's some tough spots, there's some hard, easier spots, etc. This was definitely a week, a 2-day stretch here with Pella Christian last night and then Indianola here that, it could have gone any way. It could go 2-0, could go 1-1, it could go 0-2. So picking up that victory last night against Pella Christian was huge, and that was almost a great centering pass. That could have been a lot of trouble for Kirsten DeWeese.
A foul was called against Oskaloosa for a handball. The free quick.
Or for Indianola, yeah. That's what I wondered. I wondered if the ball bounced up because all of a sudden the play just kind of just died. But
free kick was quickly taken, and from about 35 yards out.
Oh, sorry, you were talking about that. I thought you were talking about in the box. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. No, they just missed kind of a golden opportunity. The ball was right there, and it just skipped right through.
Oskaloosa with a goal kick now with 7 minutes to go till halftime. 1-0 Indianola. Battle for it in the Indianola half, trying to play it ahead. Broken up by the Indians. Emily Lunsford. Ball run out of bounds on the near side.
Oh, that was...
Throw in Indianola. Jensen throwing it in, but...
No, there's a substitution.
Okay. I was wondering why nobody was acting interested. Olivia Fuller, the goal scorer, comes back in for Indianola, replacing Hannah Alfstead.
Well, the original call on this ball out of bounds was that it was Oskaloosa ball, and I'm like, I don't think so, but it obviously was overturned by the center referee. Deb's having a hard time. She just called it Oskaloosa ball one more time, and she just threw her hands on like, geez, I can't do anything right all of a sudden.
Ball coming into the area for Cosenza. Ball was poked away before she could get a shot away.
Great job there by Addie Teeter to back up Paven Canute to make sure that they didn't get a shot attempt on that one.
Indians just kind of ice it down. And Kirkpatrick will kick it back to her goalkeeper, Eliana Swanzinger. Back for Kirkpatrick, ahead now on the near side for Fuller.
Indianola's, even though a young team, you can tell that they have spent a lot of time probably playing together, some additional time outside of just regular soccer. They're stringing passes together nicely. They're not finishing a lot, and maybe that will come, in a couple years when they're a little bit older. Get a little bigger and just trust their.
Cheney battling a double team on the left, getting the ball on the left side, poking it, trying to poke it past a player, but Heckert has some help from Burke. Kicked out of bounds, far sideline. Oskaloosa throw with 5 minutes to go on the half. I got to say, the central defenders for Indianola, Burke and Duff, 13 and 14 respectively, have done a nice job.
They have. Leah Cheney, maybe one of the best things about her outside of that she's got a heck of a leg and she can finish with some of the best of them is that she has a motor. She runs cross country during the fall, and she can just go and go and go, and she's going to have to. There's no question about it. She's not coming out of this game, so she's going to have to give this effort for another 44 and a half minutes, I guess.
4.5 minutes to go till halftime here.
This would be a big time, I don't want to say momentum shifter, so to speak, for Oskaloosa if they could happen to score here.
Kazenza on the right shoots it in. Easy scoop for DeWeese at the top of her 6-yard box. Now runs out to the top of the penalty area, and she'll punt it away toward the halfway line. Castillo Basham flicks it to the near side for Lindy Slocum to try to get to, but again, Indianola getting back there. Zwansker actually came out of her area to kick the ball in downfield. Emily Richmond for Oskaloosa to the far side for Cheney. 3:38 to go in the half. Cheney cuts in from the left sideline. Again, double team and a takeaway. Cheney trying to get the ball back, get it away from Haug. Did briefly, but Haug was able to slide it to Jensen. Back for Haug. Right of the circle. Playing it in for Hughes. Ball takes a wicked hop on the far side. Indianola getting control of it. Now a race for the ball on the near side, and Indians clear before Fuller could get to it. Ball comes out now left sideline, Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick for Indianola. 3 minutes to play in the half. Ball played for Fuller, left edge of the area, lost control of it. Kirkpatrick trying to get it. Comes at the top of the area now for Hughes, and a shot and a goal.
That had just danger written all over it. Every single time the ball was coming back and forth, and Oskaloosa was just not able to get a touch on it anywhere to finally clear it, just doing a little bit too much ball watching and not finally closing on a pass, and that's a huge goal right before halftime.
Was
exactly
that
what Oskaloosa needed to get, instead it went to Indianola.
Was it 4 or 9 who got that? Either Megan Howard or Mia Hughes. I couldn't quite tell who got the last touch.
I think 4. That's where Oski's got to get one back here right at the end. Going down 2-0 at halftime versus 1-0 is a way different ball game. Still a lot of time, but you just hate to go down double or multiple goals at halftime. Got to bounce back somehow. Dig deep here and find one.
Playing it long, far sideline for Cheney. Gets past a defender into the Indianola half. But then her progress stopped by Burke. Burke trying to keep it in play at the sideline rather than hoof it out. And actually, Cheney called for a foul. Oh, no, she wasn't. That was a throw-in. I beg your pardon. Indianola trying to make something happen again with 2 minutes to go. Ball played long down the left. Kazenza trying to run onto it. Canute is there first for Oskaloosa. And she'll try to hoof it out, but it hit an Indianola player and comes into Oskaloosa control. Richmond long ball broken up. Oskaloosa trying to keep it in play far sideline. They do. A lead pass for Cheney off one of her flippers. Comes out for Teeter. Teeter passed 2 players at the halfway line. Teeter trying to beat a third player, but that player blocks the ball out of bounds, and in Oskaloosa throw with 1:20 to go in the half.
Addie's really battling in there. She went through a couple players until she's got some energy left, and she's not willing to give up on this first half. Still time, 70 seconds left, and still put something together.
Oskaloosa throw on the far side. control by Cheney. Played forward down the line off the reach of Abby Lumsden and out of bounds. Lumsden and Slocum, who saw so much of the ball last time we saw Oskaloosa against Fairfield, have seen very little of it today.
Ball's just not getting to that final third, not getting to the forwards, just not really putting passes together. Again, maybe the wind having something to do with it. More than anything, though, obviously, Joe, they've got to be a little tired from last night, and it's unfortunate just how the scheduling works, but it did, and you just got to overcome somehow.
Final 20 seconds of the first half. 2-0 Indianola. Ball played long for Cheney on the near side. Beat a defender. Going to the left side of the area. Forced away nicely
they got to move
by
fast,
Burke out of bounds.
I don't think they're
5 seconds
to
ago. Indians with a throw in. And time does run out in the first half. Indianola scoring early and late. Olivia Fuller in the 6th minute. Mia Hughes, we believe, beg your pardon. Mia Hughes with the second goal in the 37th minute. And Indianola is in the lead at halftime. Our score, Indianola 2, Oskaloosa nothing. We'll come back with more girls high school soccer for you when we come back in 3 minutes on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Water is more than just a source of life. We have fun with it, clean with it, grow with it, save lives with it. How water gets to us is rarely ever thought about. But at Clow Valve Company, water is never taken for granted. We design and build some of the most advanced water valves and hydrants in the world from one of the cleanest, greenest, and safest facilities in the United States. Clow Valve Company, it's more.
Last year, the Bank Iowa team completed almost 9,000 community service hours. Oofta! That's more hours than a year contains. It's refreshing to see a bank that cares. That's actually why I chose to bank with Bank Iowa. They're a local bank that invests in community, and the community that matters most is the one that we're both a part of. Visit your local Bank Iowa location to learn more about our personal, commercial, and agricultural banking services, or go online to bankiowa.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Hello, this is Wade Davidson, owner of Rock Island Tap, and I want to invite you to come down and check out the tap. We are excited to offer you 59 various beer selections, including 24 craft and domestic beers. We not only offer unique beers, but we can get you mixed drinks, wine, and my famous vodka and Jameson Bloody Marys. We are looking forward to offering lots of events and live music. You're going to want to keep updated on all activities and live music, so be sure to like us on Rock Island Tap Facebook page or call 641-676-ROCK for more information. Come on down to the Rock Island Tap, relax, and enjoy a few with us.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to Dross Field at Lacey Recreation Complex in Oskaloosa. Joe Lancello and Wade Steinlage with you. We're at halftime. Girls High School Soccer, the Battle of the Indians. Indianola leading Oskaloosa 2-0. And it was Indianola opening the scoring with freshman Olivia Fuller from the left side of the penalty area, rather deep with a long shot that got in and made it 1-0. And for Fuller, that's her second goal of the season. Then in the 37th minute, there was a scramble in front, and I believe it was Mia Hughes, a senior, who got her fourth goal of the season to make it 2-0. No word on assists up here, but this is a situation, Wade, where the Indians have had spurts where they've been trying to get something going, but not a whole lot as far as clear-cut scoring chances. The goalkeeper, Indianola's Zwanziger, has handled a couple of crosses, a couple of centering passes, but not really a shot on target.
Yeah, Oskaloosa really hasn't done a whole lot offensively. They've moved it a little bit here and there, and the fact that, if you can see, well, we're looking at Indianola's bench right now, if you were looking at Oskaloosa's bench, the coaches have walked away and said, you guys have to figure it out and talk, and what do you want out of this game? Because as great as you played last night, this is a Jekyll and Hyde situation. I know how excited they were about last night's win, and it was a big one. I mean, it's a good, solid, small school, but good, solid Pella Christian team, and
one that's ranked.
Yes, and you're playing the next night, against Indianola, who's not bad, but again, so many factors could be involved, but this team doesn't look all that inspired. They just kind of look like, let's go through the motions. We're just going to do this, and don't look all that interested in wanting to play soccer right now. And that's where we need a leader. Now, if this was Kirby Nelson, who was missing, possibly could do that. It was Kaya Graham, but he's looking at it, and I'm not seeing anybody stepping up and saying, this is what we're doing. There's a handful of seniors that need to be standing up, and it's not a butt chewing or anything. You don't need anything out of that, but there needs to be someone stepping up and say, we can play better. We know we can play better. We played better last night. What's wrong? Why can't we do this tonight? They're just honestly a step slower. Indianola is, for whatever reason, again, come back a million times, talk about that they could be fresh, and maybe that's most of it. I don't know, but there's one side that's very that's chipper and excited. That's a team that's up 2-0, as they should be, but they look like they've got energy going into the second half. The other team that we're looking at on the screen right now looks like they really don't want to be there.
I'm reminded a little bit of Phil Jackson, the Hall of Fame basketball coach. He did, when his teams would struggle, he often would not call a timeout. His theory was, hey, you got us into this, you got us out.
Right.
And that may be what's going on here.
Yeah, and they need to just find a way. Sometimes you have to self-reflect. The coach can't play for anymore. They can tell you what, and it would have been an X of the nose, and I'm sure there was a lot of, where was the team that we had last night? I guarantee that was part of the talk at halftime. But right now, it's you guys have to figure out how to get better in the second half and get those 2 goals back, and if not a third even, to not have to force overtime and win it. But you can beat this team. You're fully capable. Let's prove it. And honestly, maybe the wind will help. The wind right now looks like it's definitely coming out of the north. It's going to make it tough for Indianola to play some of those slotted balls. They're going to die in the wind, and maybe Oskaloosa is going to be able to, for that matter, gain 10 to 20 yards just because of the wind, and they'll be able to keep it on Indianola's side and put some pressure on that defense, and before you know it, they might just be able to sneak one in, and that one goal might lead to another goal, and it could open floodgates.
Our halftime score, Indianola 2, Oskaloosa nothing. We'll have more Girls High School Soccer on the start of the second half. When we come back in 2 minutes, this is Oskaloosa Girls High School Soccer on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Staying healthy has just gotten quicker and easier. Pella Regional Health Center's walk-in clinic is there when you need it. And now you can reserve your spot with convenient online reservations. Goodbye waiting room. Hello walk-in reservations. Go to www.pellahealth.org/walk-in to reserve your spot at Pella Regional's walk-in clinic. Pella Regional Health Center, providing health care and healing services with Christian compassion.
Keep
up to date on what's going on at the Quincy Place Mall in Ottumwa by joining our text club today. Simply text QPM to 64600. You will receive reminders of our sidewalk sales and other events. Also, when you join our text club, you will be entered for a chance to win a gift certificate. So join our text club today. Text QPM to 64600 and don't forget to like us on Facebook. We'll see you at the Quincy Place Mall at 1110 North Quincy Avenue in Ottumwa.
Hey everyone, I'm Tyler Van Welden, your local expert at Malcolm Lumber. At Malcolm Lumber, we pride ourselves in being your local lumberyard. We boast competitive prices that you find at the big box stores and unmatched service that the big box stores can't provide. Our one-on-one service is what sets us apart. Our knowledgeable experts are here ready to help build you a better future. And thanks to the community for having us all these years. You can continue to find Malcolm Lumber at our 3 locations in Grinnell, Montezuma, and Oskaloosa. Malcolm Lumber is here for you, start to finish.
See what See First has for you. Crazy good rates. Complete convenience. Cash for what you need. Capital to grow. Join the crowd. Try us. Join us. Because together is better.
Back at Ross Field at Laser Recreation Complex, Joe Lancilla, Wade Steinlage with you. Oskaloosa Girls Soccer, our last regular season broadcast of the Oskaloosa Girls, will be on a week from Thursday here for the Oskaloosa boys as they play Knoxville. That will be a 7 o'clock kickoff and pregame at 6:45 a week from Thursday. Oskaloosa will kick off to start the second half. They'll play from right to left in the home maroon with silver. Indianola from left to right in the traveling white with purple.
A lot will be determined what the second half is going to look like in this first 5 minutes. Is Oskaloosa going to come out and literally just be ticked about how they played, or will they concede, roll over, and say, you know what, we got a good win last night. We're proud of that, but that's okay. 1-1's all right. And we talked off camera. It's hard to. You can't talk to a high school player the same as you can talk to a college player, a pro player. There's different motivations. You can't chew into them.
Expectations.
The expectations are different, et cetera. These are just a great group of young ladies, and they have a lot of goals. Very few of them, very few will play at the next level, and none of them I think have any aspirations of, hey, we're going to be able to play on the U.S. Olympic team or anything like that, or World Cup team. But the situation of, I'm sure it was more or less asked at halftime, what's your why? Come out in the second half and motivate yourself. How are you going to motivate yourself? What do you want out of this game? Are you willing to, again, just roll over, concede, and say, you know what, we had a good game last night and that's enough. We're happy with that. Or are we mad and are we going to take another one back here?
Indians getting control on the near side of their own half. Teeter dueling with Abby Jensen. Winds up as a Indianola throw-in. On the near side, Teeter getting back to take the ball away from Mara Cosenza for Indianola. Ball coming loose on the near side. Played ahead for Cheney on the left wing as Oskaloosa play from right to left. Cheney with a nice move to get past Burke. Burke coming back nicely, though, to block a centering pass and actually knocked the ball out of play on the near side for an Oskaloosa throw-in. I mentioned this before, the two central defenders for Indianola, Haley Burke and Olivia Duff, they're a freshman and a sophomore respectively, but they've done very, very well today.
And I feel like unless she beat the original player, but Burke wasn't the individual, wasn't it? I gotta find the name now. Was it
13 or
I'm trying to remember who was covering Heckard. Heckard was covering
the right back. Okay, 21.
She was covering Aaliyah for most of the first half, and so I don't know if they're going with a little bit different formation here. Heckard wasn't doing bad, but she was getting beat, and this time around, also getting beat was Burke, but at the last second she was able to bust up that play.
And for central defenders, they're covering a lot of ground too, not just in their own position. They're helping out on the flanks too.
Yeah, and that's what then, obviously any player with soccer that, someone leaves their zone, somebody else is going to have to fill that in, and that's, situation Indianola is doing a good job of that.
Indianola playing the ball ahead to Cosenza in the circle, trying to spray a pass for Megan Howard on the left side. That was broken up. Indianola attack again, race for the ball. Canute will get their first for Oskaloosa and play it off Megan Howard out of bounds. So what seemed to be just like a desperation clearance for Oskaloosa turns out to be a throw-in for Oski.
Yeah, that was pretty fortunate there. I mean, we're still on our defensive end, but see if we can move that ball forward. Again, the wind is going to swirl a little bit. Depends on where it's coming. I would bet for the most part, though, it will be in Oskaloosa's favor on their back. And
that throw-in was off Oskaloosa's Abby Lumsden going out of bounds, and now Indianola with a throw-in on the far side as they go from left to right, the traveling white.
Something Oskaloosa has to do a lot better, and this is kind of always a bit of been their MO. They're not extremely aggressive on the ball. They're very nice girls, and very nice girls don't always win the balls. Let's just say that. They're letting some of the Indianola players push them around, and if we were extremely skilled players, it'd be a different story, but skill is lacking there as well, and you're going to have to
Here's
make up
Cheney
for it.
left of the area. Centering pass who wound up being a little bit low, grass cutter, and handled easily by Eliana Swanzinger. Cheney and Castillo Basham were trying to work something together at the top of the penalty area there. That's probably the first save that Swanzinger has today, because that shot was on target.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Leah, not one of her best balls. She didn't have a great angle, but a good enough for her that if she could have elevated that a little bit, it would have been a very tough play for Swanzinger. And fortunately, we'll get back and try it again.
Duff playing it long on the near side or through the middle. Indians defenders getting their first. Canute battling right of the area. And we've got a foul on Canute as
not really
Indianola's Abby Jensen went down just at the outside the right edge of the area.
Not really seeing where the foul was there. I think she fell down after the foul was called. It felt like it was just good straight up defense by Paven, but
it's about a step outside the penalty area on the right wing side, 10 yards from goal. Indians with a 2, now 3-player wall. As Kirsten DeWeese organizing her defense, and there's a defender on each post as well for Oskaloosa. Free kick by Duff, bobbled, and it's there. That's 3. It came right for DeWeese, but she bobbled it, and there to pick up the scraps was sophomore Mara Cosenza with her second goal of the season, and that's 3-0 in favor of Indianola. The goal coming 5:35 into the second half. 3-0 Indianola.
That was unfortunately just the situation. Kirsten needed to, it bounced into her, and nobody's going to be more tough on her than herself, but just one that she needed to gobble up. That grounder had to be right in her breadbasket and hang on to it. Unfortunately, she bobbled it, and they were right there to put the rebounded shot away. Oskaloosa in a huge hole now, and there's not a lot of time. It's one thing to make up 2 goals. Now you got to make up 3, and there's only 34 minutes, and they just got a ball out here at the end.
Jensen racing for the ball near the near sideline, trying to play it back, but it's picked off by Oskaloosa. Cheney near side, her lead pass is broken up. Heckert there to do that. And now another attempted pass broken up. Nice job by Jensen playing it inside for Cosenza. Gets it, tried to give it back, and now Oskaloosa will take away. Cheney finding Addie Teeter now toward the middle of the field for Abby Lumsden. To the far side for Slocum. Got turned the wrong way, but the ball off a Indianola player will be an Oskaloosa throw-in. To be in a Kirsten DeWeese's defense, she hasn't done that very often this year.
No.
Spilling shots.
Yeah, that was one I thought, with the way it kicked in. I was a little worried, if that angle is going to be tough, but she just didn't collect it well, and Unfortunately, again, no Oskaloosa player was there to help her out. They just watched it play, and the Indianola player just ran right in and poked it in.
Cheney, left edge of the area. Nice job by Heckert to cut her off and get between Aaliyah and the ball. Heckert plays it out of bounds near side. Oskaloosa with a deep throw-in, or a throw-in deep in the Indianola half. But again, a good job by Indianola defensively. Got to give their back line a lot of credit. Cheney throw-in. Off Lumsden and tried to square it back, but it came right to Cosenza for Indianola. Cosenza ahead for Howard. She couldn't control it. Comes from Mary Nelson for Oskaloosa. Inside her own half, but a pass to the far side broken up. And Indianola on the run again. Played ahead on the left side. Howard left of the area. That was broken up by Canute again and just knocked out of bounds on the far side, or check that. No, that was Paven Canute.
Yeah, I mean, Paven's doing a good job. She's holding her own on that back line, not having a lot of success on that back line. A few mistakes there. It kind of left a wide open player coming down the left-hand side. Brooke Engelhardt gambled and almost hurt Oski. Defense has not been crisp tonight, and the offense hasn't really had any opportunities. Again, two big players out of the lineup. That's not, it's going to be a tough road to hoe to begin with. But
having said that,
some individuals out, it doesn't make it any easier.
Indianola also without their leading scorer, Eris Forbes, and Sky Delzell, one of the few seniors.
Yeah, they're finding a way to do it. So
ball played long. Howard racing for it, left of the area, cleared out of bounds by Canute for an Indianola throw.
Paven does a good job of getting to the ball and getting it cleared. She just needs to work a little bit more on getting this a half step closer and really turning her hips around. A lot of these balls end up going out of bounds, whereas the ultimate goal is to just keep that one up line and move it forward instead of having. That was not off of Indianola. I have no idea what the AR just saw on that one. Oskaloosa kicked it directly off of the Indianola player.
But it's an Indianola throw-in. Almost 10 minutes played in the second half. 3-0 Indianola over Oskaloosa. Indianola 2 goals in the first half. Cosenza scoring 5.5 minutes into the second half. Cheney left of the circle as Oskaloosa going from right to left. Lead pass went astray. Indianola trying to get something going again here. Jensen on the right, that was broken up and cleared by Teeter. Now Duff playing it ahead to the far side.
Addie Teeter's done a nice job out on the outside. Her and Paven have definitely performed very well. There's just been some gaps otherwise, and players just not being able to. First touches have been a negative for Oskaloosa. Just have not been able to control the ball right away.
Oskaloosa committing a foul and a free kick by Indianola. They get the loose ball, try to play it ahead for Jensen on the right side. That's broken up by Oskaloosa, but not off an Oskaloosa player, then back off Jensen out of bounds. Oskaloosa throw.
That's a situation that Oskaloosa needs to again have some better communication. That ball could have just been played back to Paven Canute. You don't always have to go forward with the ball, and a lot of times you just think that way. In soccer is, hey, forward means that we're closer to the goal. Forward sometimes means that you just run into trouble. Sometimes opening it up, spreading the field is the best way. Try to find those gaps, and that's a tough thing to tell a player.
A trio of Oskaloosa substitutions. Teal Posey, a sophomore in the game for the second time, and for the first time is Andrea Ariano, a sophomore, and Trisha Van Donselaar back in the game for Oskaloosa as well. Trisha's a sophomore. Indians had a chance on goal. They're It was played toward the goal, but booted out by Zwanziger, the Indianola goalkeeper.
I think the coaching staff looking at this a little bit. It's a 3-0 lead. I mean, they're not conceding anything, but are looking at it as, we don't need to burn anybody out and get anybody hurt because they overplay themselves, in a game where, you went back-to-back nights. It was going to be tough anyhow.
Fresher legs.
Yeah, you need to get, maybe fresh legs will do it. Maybe somebody will step in and bring a spark.
Peyton Kirkpatrick comes out for Indianola and replaced by Emma Turnbull, a junior. Emma with one M. Jensen at the halfway line, just inside the Oskaloosa half, making a run, playing it ahead, but to nobody in particular in a white shirt.
Give a lot of credit.
Put out of bounds by Canute. Indianola throw as the lights come on.
Give a lot of credit to this Indianola team. They don't dare. I mean, we're not playing very well, Oskaloosa, but Indianola is playing hard for a lot of freshmen out there. Like you said, Joe, there's a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, and they are not playing like those players. They're playing very poised and just waiting for Oskaloosa to come in there like a bull in a china shop and try to bust it up, and then they're just going to do a quick little move, and all of a sudden they've got an opening. So really kind of impressed with this Indianola team. They're probably, I'm guessing that their coach would have to say they're playing one of their best games of the year, if not their best game of the year.
Indianola getting control with Keegan Aberson-Disler. Now playing it to the left side, and a break on the left wing again. Howard trying to get to it, cleared away by Oskaloosa, and I think that hit a Indianola player in the face and goes out of bounds for an Oskaloosa throw.
Yeah.
Megan Howard has been really good for Indianola, the number 9, at just getting room down the flanks. I think the left side more than anything.
I'm going to say Fuller, too, number 12 here on our side, has done a bang-up job, too, of just making sure, like I said, she's kind of goading Oskaloosa into making a move, and then she goes left and fakes right, blah, 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 and ends up getting herself open, and everything just kind of proceeds from there.
26-10 to play, 3-0 Indianola over Oskaloosa. Howard again, scooting it long down the left-hand side for Alfs to try to run onto, broken up by the Indians, but there they come again. Howard stopped by Brooke Engelhardt of Oskaloosa, and Brooke plays it off an Indianola defender out of bounds. Oskaloosa throw in. Indianola with a sub who's ready to come in, but the official says not yet.
Oskaloosa's body language, as you'd expect, down 3-0 halfway through the second half, is all of, can we have this game over with? And we don't want to be here. And that's unfortunately that is going to spread like wildfire throughout the team. If you see one player like that, you're going to quickly drop your head, and it's becoming very contagious out there. And they just want the game to be over, and let's move on to I believe South Tama, if I'm correct.
There was a nice ball played in by Indianola and a race for it, but Oskaloosa getting there, and Deweese able to get it away before a scoring chance could happen.
I believe it's South Tama on Thursday. They have Des Moines North still left on the schedule. They have a rescheduled game at Washington as well on the 14th. So next Tuesday.
At South Tama on Thursday of this week.
Yep, and then they had their at Washington next Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Not sure where that Grinnell game slips in. I think Grinnell might be on Monday, and then at Washington.
Tuesday the 21st, actually.
Oh, sorry. Okay, there you go. So all winnable games, as was this one. And again, not saying that anything's
Jensen
over.
from the right, a centering pass knocked down by Deweese and cleared away by the Indians.
Great job there by Leah Cheney. The defense kind of gave up on the play, thought that Brooke Engelhardt had kicked it out, but Cheney chasing it down. She's not giving up here and trying to spark the offense into something. But Oski just playing.
With a takeaway and the pass ahead broken up out of bounds near side. Oskaloosa with another 3 subs coming in. Lumsden,
Lumsden and
Slocum.
Castillo, Castillo Basham, and also Slocum.
I think those were the 3 players who were taken out just a couple of moments ago.
Those were the 3 that were taken out, and as much as for a breather, I'm sure they were given a little talk to of, hey, we got to find a second gear here and dig deep.
Jensen near the right corner trying to fight it out. Centering pass from the right wing by Cosenza, caught easily by Deweese with no opposition. 23 minutes to play in the second half. Indianola 3, Oskaloosa nothing. Girls High School Soccer on KBUA-FM and the No Coast Network.
It was an Indianola player crashing into the goal there. If that ball had bounced away, again, nobody marked her. Kind of just let her on through. Fortunately, it was kicked right to Kirsten, but Oskaloosa's not doing a good job of marking the forwards and the midfielders coming on through.
Emily Richmond on the near side, playing it long. A race for the ball, but Indianola defenders there first. Heckert will kick it back for Zwanzinger, who will poke it high, but not necessarily far. Mary Nelson heads it down, but right to Indianola's Olivia Duff. Her lead pass in the center circle broken up by Oskaloosa's Emily Lunsford. Lunsford a run toward the near side, and a pass broken up briefly, but the Indians getting it again. Lumsden on the left side, trying to duel with Haley Burke, and Burke again, equal to the challenge, plays it out on the near side for an Oskaloosa throw, and it will be deep in the Indianola end.
Getting into the time of the game now that you would almost start saying, okay, we're playing for pride here. Again, what's your why? And let's get a goal. And if anything, if we don't win this game, let's at least prove that we cared about being out here. And that's unfortunately.
Achini center to the top of the area, runs for Castillo Basham and actually ran into a teammate. Castillo Basham got a shot away and shot it wide left.
Wasted opportunity there. Oskaloosa just not communicating on who was there, and they could have had a little 2-on-1 opportunity and possibly busted through that back line of Indianola, but just colliding into each other and wasted their opportunity.
Mara Cosenza out of the game for Indianola, and Mia Hughes is back in. Hughes with the second of the 3 Indianola goals. Cheney from the left wing for Oskaloosa. Pass skips by a defender. Slocum running 2 on the far side, but she can't catch it as it goes out of bounds. Indianola throw-in. Under 21 minutes to play.
It's a nice thought there by Leah, just unfortunately a little bit too strong, and the wind blowing again from east to west, and just too strong for Lindy on the far side.
With a wind that strong, is it tough to hear other players when you're
it's possible, but to be honest, this team doesn't always, and high school girls and high school athletes for that matter, just don't communicate as well as, I've been talking in comparison to pro players, to collegiate players. They don't want to come off as being the mean person and bossy or whatever. So even if they are communicating and saying, ball here, you got, a player on, etc. The wind's definitely going to affect it, but I've been down there as well and haven't heard a lot of chatter. So take that for what it's worth, but
Oskaloosa winning a loose ball, trying to play in the area just out of Cheney's reach. Clear it out. Mary Nelson looking to get control between the penalty area and the center circle. But a nice job by Hughes coming back to get a takeaway. Indianola with Abby Jensen on the near side, trying to play it long. Cut out by Canute. Her pass was blocked. Bailey Hogue in the center circle, running into the Oskaloosa half. Comes back for Duff. Duff dueling with Teeter. And the takeaway, Lunsford's pass a little off target. Ball runs to the near side of the field. Kick back for Heckert to play long on the near side. He was trying to get control and slip past an Oskaloosa defender. Canute couldn't quite do it. Canute with a long ball to the near side. Just out of the reach of Lumsden. And you're talking about the tired legs. Ball came into the area, back pass, kicked out by Zwanzinger before Emma Castillo Basham could get it for Oskaloosa. You were talking about tired legs, Wade. I'm thinking we just haven't seen kind of spark from Abby Lunson and Lindy Slocum down the flanks that we have in the past.
Yeah, I was thinking that immediately right out of the gate. Both players, and I'm not just picking on those two players, everybody seems a little bit slow.
Mary Nelson left of the area, cutting in. 3 defenders there. Low pass. Hook out, but not very far out. Cheney just ran past the ball, and Indianola looking to break out.
Well, it's a little more than just being a little slow. They're a little slow and just a little bit tired, and just not really fighting for position.
Cheney past a defender on the left of the area. Nice job running in to take that away, and Cheney is still kind of sitting down like it.
I think she's just disappointed that ball got taken off her foot. Again, I give a lot of credit to Indianola here. They're not playing like this team that's full of freshmen, sophomores. They got a very bright future. If they can play like this, they're not, they're going up against a lot of seniors with 2 or 3 years more experience than them, and they are not at all phased, impressed. They're just going at them. And Oskaloosa is getting bumped off the ball and making mental mistakes. And right now, you got a brand new, a wide open person right there at the top of the 6 box who was completely unmarked. And if that ball would have been played through, she could have had a tap in.
Megan Hughes got loose again on the left side, and it was Megan Howard there, and then Mia Hughes, who we're talking about, is who could have had an opportunity for another goal. 3-0 Indianola with 17 minutes to play and the clock running. Oskaloosa's 2-game winning streak looks like it is going to come to an end.
Weird things have happened, but yeah, there's just there's a lot of fight in Indianola. They're actually looking to add more, and Oskaloosa's got the body language of a team that's looking ahead to just taking a night off and then going back at it against South Tama. Again, being content with it. I can't say it because I did not play last night. I'm not playing for the second straight day, so please don't take it as that I'm saying that they're just being weak. It's not that at all. But
we've
it's
taking better.
Yes, we've seen this team play so much better, and the extra 80 minutes last night's taking its toll for certain. Having 2 starters out of the lineup, or 1 starter in Kaya Graham I believe would have been listed as their first person off the bench. 2 important individuals not available as well, and Indianola's no pushover. If they can get a little momentum as they have tonight, they could be a tough out for anybody once it comes postseason time. The difficult part for them is that they will have to go into 3A. I believe they're in Class 3A classification for
Murray Nelson,
girls
right
soccer.
edge of the area, had the ball poked away. And Indianola once again preventing Oskaloosa from getting a scoring chance. Castillo Basher brought to the area. Centering pass. Cheney was there, but the goalkeeper's Wanzinger there at the same time.
That's one where Aaliyah just has to steal the ball off her foot, and even if it's called a foul, she has to go in there hard and find a way to poke that ball away, because that was a 50-50 ball that she's just got to win.
And when we talk about being aggressive, we don't mean
No, it doesn't mean
we're not talking nasty fouling or anything like that.
Not at all. And again, I know these girls well enough, and know their style and what they do off the field, and they are the sweetest of girls and great role models for my kids. Abby Lumsden kind of proving me wrong a little bit there. She went in pretty hard on that play, showing a little frustration, I'm sure. But they are great young ladies, but they're they don't play cheap at all. They're going to go in and they're going to play it straight up. And
Genie from the left wing, cross field ball comes in. Oh! I think that just hit the foot of the post.
Yeah, it hit the water bottle. That you saw something pop away. It was a water bottle that she just missed a foot to the right. But Lindy Slocum had a goal on that, or a fairly good opening, I'd say. I don't think the Swandiger had the near post completely covered. She just missed that by 6
they
inches
actually
to a
called
foot.
that offside yet.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't even matter. But either way, a good opportunity. And Oski's had a couple here in the last few minutes.
They've had, though, today.
Yeah. No, definitely. But
Ball played long. Hughes trying to sprint past 2 defenders and get to it. She winds up spraying it wide left. But Oskaloosa back in numbers there with Brooke Engelhart.
Part of me is also wondering with the loss of Kirby Nelson not in the lineup and people playing in different positions, that maybe that's throwing things off a little bit, that they're not quite sure where they're supposed to be and they're getting locked into their old positions and being in that zone and then realizing, oh shoot, I have to be back and because I'm actually supposed to be a defender or something, or a central defender, and maybe that's part of it as well. But we're getting some major lapses right there, and people not covering the far side of the field, not picking up the runners.
Oskaloosa throwing with under 13 minutes to play. Indianola leading Oskaloosa 3-0. Throw out on the near side, controlled by Cheney, with Jensen right back behind her. Cheney trying to play it ahead, but off an Indianola defender will be a throw-in for Oskaloosa. And something else to give Indianola credit for, they are not giving any Oskaloosa player on the ball a minute's piece. Hughes tried to play it across from the right edge of the penalty arc, was broken up by the Indians, but Indianola starting to come again. Out 25 yards out, top of the area, cleared away again. Lumsden trying to shield the ball away, but attempted through ball comes in, cleared away by Canute. Evans knocked it back in. Indians knock it back out. Jensen from the right wing, trying to play it in there. Hughes trying to nip it and get a takeaway. Can't quite do it. And it's cleared away by Oskaloosa. Basham Castillo to the near side for Cheney, just trying to dump it out of the Oskaloosa half.
It's one of the few times that the ball's actually snuck through that back line. For whatever reason, we've had a bit of a magnet. The ball's been a magnet for their feed, and that was a good opportunity. The ball was placed really nicely there by Lindy Slocum. Abby Lumsden needs to probably carry that in a little bit farther and maybe give herself a better
Indians
opportunity
had a
at that shot.
3-on-4. Oskaloosa had a 3-on-4 there. But if you act a little bit quicker, those kind of numbers don't matter that much.
Yeah, exactly. She had a good look, just couldn't finish it off. But again, some of these opportunities here later in the game, if you've been playing like this all game, maybe the score is different. Actually finishing off some plays, but
under 11 minutes to play, it's still Indianola leading Oskaloosa 3-0. Scramble for the ball off Canute and an Indianola player, Howard. Indianola with a throw, and just checking into the game now for the first time is Maddie Green, a junior. Green wearing sweatpants as opposed to shorts, and also wearing glasses.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought she was actually coming in to be the keeper, but realized obviously she has a field jersey on.
Well, players are allowed to wear stuff as
definitely.
long as it's not dangerous to an opponent.
Right.
Just as Kirsten DeWeese has been wearing a winter bobble hat.
Yeah, no, she's actually got her hood up now, I think, as well. So trying to.
With that wind, I don't blame her.
No, not at all. It's been a cold spring for sure, and these ladies would love to have a warm up. It doesn't look like it's coming anytime soon, but they're just battling. But both teams got to battle through it. So
the field does look very nice here at Drost Field, and
I'd
say they got a fresh coat of paint on the sidelines and the yard markings.
Yeah.
Oh, and a stumble down the far side of the field. We got a foul. It'll be a free kick for Oskaloosa. Or, no, check that, a throw-in. We've had so few fouls in this game.
Yeah, well, I think
which is
maybe
nice.
2 or 3, yeah. No, but I think it is a foul, actually. Yep, she's setting up. Brooke is.
Setting it up just about a step inside the Indianola half on the far side of the field as Oskaloosa go from right to left, trailing 3-0.
There's still potentially time for Oskaloosa to make a charge here. It will have to come in the next minute or so if you're going to get the first goal and officially, change the tide in this game. But again, it's been really tough to just find that final. Forget about the final third, as they always talk about. It's the final, eighth. We've gotten the ball down there into that box, just not being able to put it in.
Indianola trying to make waves with a pass. Oh, miskick by Canute. Lunsford trying to cover up for her teammate. Now the ball comes loose and a run on goal and a shot, and it's handled easily by DeWeese.
Unfortunately, a lot of times
that was Megan Howard with the shot.
A lot of times when you have a whiff like that, like Pavens was, that opens up things, and it's kind of Murphy's Law ends up happening, and that's exactly what went down there. She whiffed. Everybody kind of lost track of what was going on. They were trying to cover up for her.
Genie ball on the left in for Mary Nelson, trying to beat a defender. Mary Nelson falls in the area, and have they given a penalty? Olivia Duff has a disgusted look.
It's got to be a penalty on them, and
on her face.
Oh wow,
so that must. Or no, he called a free kick right at the very edge of the penalty area. About 6 inches away, it's in a penalty. So the Indians with a free kick to the left of the penalty arc. Zwanziger setting up her wall. It'll be a 3-player wall. She needed to take the free kick. Under 7:20 to play. Indians with a chance to get on the board here. Genie to swing it in for the top corner on the far side. It didn't miss by much.
No, it wasn't a bad kick. She just needed to get over the ball a little bit. She put it in a place that Zwanziger couldn't get it. Just unfortunately, just a little bit too high. And again, a missed opportunity.
Cosenza checks in. Hughes out for Indianola. Bailey Howe checking out of the game. I didn't catch who replaced her for Indianola. Under 7 minutes to play. 3-0 Indianola. Goals by Fuller and Hughes in the first half. Cosenza early in the second half. Emily Lunsford played it for Engelhardt. Her long ball into the Indianola half is broken up. And here comes Indianola again, but Cheney with a nice job again to try to win the ball back from Haley Burke. Cheney letting the ball roll out on the near side for an Oskaloosa throw. Under 6:20 to play. Mary Nelson in a shoulder challenge with Heckert as the ball goes out of bounds. That shoulder challenges are perfectly legal.
Yeah. Every time I look down and look, well, who's that 21? How old is she? Shoot, she's a freshman. Hey, how old's that 12? Oh, she's a freshman. How old's that 4? She's a freshman. Like, this is a...
Cheney with a centering pass, handled on a bounce near the penalty area by Zwanziger.
This is a team that tonight is not playing like they are freshmen and sophomores. They're just very, very impressive to me tonight.
Oskaloosa with a lot of sophomores on their side as well.
Yeah, but their sophomores are just playing. We covered the Pella game last week. I'm not saying that Indianola could go in and beat Pella tonight the way they're playing, but they would. They'd give them a fight because they are just not rolling over on any play, and I don't know what happened with them when they played Pella because I believe they lost 10-0, but they're coming right in here and have absolutely
Pella, frankly, is a team that can do that to anybody when they're in the mood.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I'm just saying that this Indianola team is out for blood tonight, trying to prove something and giving Oskaloosa way more than obviously they can handle, and playing like a team that will be a real force in the Little Hawkeye in the next few years. These girls, you can tell they've played together in the past.
Indianola playing it ahead on the left wing. Cut it back for Jensen. Broken up by Engelhardt, and she'll spray it out of bounds to the far side for the 3 Indianola subs who want to come back into the game. Jensen comes out, Hughes is out, and Megan Howard is out. .407 to play, 3-0 Indianola. And Oskaloosa with a takeaway down the far sideline into the Indianola half.
I know sometime this week, any day now, they'll be announcing the regional pairings. be interesting to see who Oskaloosa lands. I would guess they'll probably get an easier team in the first round, possibly, but depends on what team shows up. If it's Jekyll or if it's Hyde, it could be a team that makes a run into the regional finals. It could also be a team that gets bounced in the first round. Again, so many factors involved in why the team was not able to play as well as they did last night, but this is going to have to be one they just have to shake off and say, let's remember how we played Monday night. Tuesday night is not us. We are a better team than this, and let's get back to that team. Let's finish off the regular season that way and go into the postseason with a run.
3:10 to play. Indianola with a break again, broken up by the Oskaloosa defense. Kept in, no it isn't, on the far side. Oskaloosa throwing it in. Just looking for Lumsden. Engelhardt playing it long, too far ahead, and Zwanziger will just wait for the ball, come to mama. 2:35 to play. Zwanziger baseball pass on the near side for Heckert. Broken up by Cheney, but ran out of room. Indianola throw.
I'd like to say maybe this Indianola team has been missing some players, but then you're saying that they're missing two of their top goal scorers. So whatever team whoever these Indians are, they need to show up for Indianola late. Or late in the season and in the tournament. Likely they're going to get like a Waukee or a Johnston or a Dowling or somebody in the first round, being that they're in 3A. But if they were in 2A, they could make a little bit of run the way they're playing tonight.
They're kind of on that, just on the lower end of the enrollment scale. Now there's a ball played, try to get between two Oskaloosa defenders.
Well, they got offsides on two players, and they better call it. Yeah, I was going to say, that's a little bit too obvious for my taste. But fortunately, Oski got him stuck behind, so it didn't hurt him. 3-0 is one thing. If you give up another late goal, that'd be a tough one to swallow.
Indians girls next in action Thursday at South Tama.
And South Tama did beat Oskaloosa last year. It was another one of these nights, probably the way that Oski's playing tonight. A little bit uninspired, a little bit sluggish, and they were capable last year. They had some players, and I don't know what happened to them this year, but back to a little bit more of what South Tama soccer has been, and so not taking anything for granted, should be an easier game for Oskaloosa than get back on the winning trail and hopefully just finish off the regular season with 3 wins.
Slocum was battling for the ball on the far side, but a Indianola player resolutely sticking with her. 36 seconds to play. Indianola on the attack, praying it for Cosenza, who's got the only goal in this half for Indianola. Broken up by Teeter, ahead for Cheney on the left side. Cheney cuts inside, plays a diagonal ball into the center circle. No maroon shirts there, just white shirts.
Yeah, I think just a little bunch up. If you just look right there where that ball was, there were 5 players within 10 yards of each other. Where's the rest of Oskaloosa? Just spacing wasn't there, and a lot of other things weren't there. And again, this just needs to be a night that they forget about and burn the video and forget that it ever happened.
And they can start the forgetting process right now as we've got the final buzzer. The score at the end is Indianola 3, Oskaloosa nothing. This is Oskaloosa Girls High School Soccer on KBOE FM in Oskaloosa and the No Coast Network. We'll wrap things up here when we come back to Drossfield and Oskaloosa in 3 minutes on KBOE FM and the No Coast Network.
We all need help from time to time, especially during life's health transitions. Whether you're getting back on your feet or looking for a new place to call home, Care Initiatives is here. For over 25 years, we've helped Iowans maintain independence and quality of life. Rehabilitation, skilled nursing, long-term care, hospice care. No matter what life brings, our team of experts are ready. Care Initiatives for life's health transitions.
Oskaloosa Vision Center's hometown doctors have strong roots in Oskaloosa and are dedicated to serving the community. We use state-of-the-art equipment to provide high-quality, professional eye care through comprehensive eye exams, medical care for eye infection and disease treatment, as well as emergency aid and pre- and post-operative care. With our large variety of prescription glasses, sunglasses, and contact lenses, we strive to meet the needs of all patients, from newborn to adult. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Craig Ford is more than just the name of our business. It's my name and my reputation. Craig Ford is committed to providing you with the highest in customer service and the peace of mind in knowing we won't be beat on price. Check out our website at craigford.com and compare our prices with our competitors. Craig Ford won't be beat on price. Let me say that one more time. Craig Ford won't be beat on price.
My name is Luke Harris, and I'm proud to be a local farmer. Partnering with Flight and State Bank helps me in my farming enterprise to make sound day-to-day decisions from a financial perspective because they provide the financial stability and advice that I need to run my business the way it needs to be ran.
Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia is dedicated to providing their customers with friendly service. Falvey Lumber and Hardware values your business and has made it their mission to provide reliable products and services with their customer-driven approach. Falvey's courteous professional team is able to support a range of services to meet your requirements. Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia. In Eddyville, call 969-4814 or Albia 932-2150.
For all your home and business pest management needs, call Certified Pest Control of Oskaloosa. Beth and I offer better prices, better service, same-day responses, and satisfaction guaranteed. We are the only pest control company locally owned and operated. Remember, termites on your property will lead to wood structural damage. So call now for your termite inspection and ask about termite pre-treatment of new construction. We also offer bed bug heat treatments. For seasonal or monthly pest control at the guaranteed lowest prices in the area, call Certified Pest Control, 641-295-0700. We are licensed to kill.
Welcome back to Drost Field in Osceola. What am I thinking?
It's an off night for everybody.
You put the brain on autopilot and you never know where it's going to go.
Right.
Drost Field in Oskaloosa.
Yes.
Joe Lancello, Wade Steinlage with you here. Indianola beating the Oskaloosa girls soccer team by a score of 3-0. The first goal of the game came in the 6th minute. Freshman Olivia Fuller scoring on a nice shot from the left side, going high into the far corner to give Indianola a 1-0 lead. Then with 3 minutes to go in the half, in the 37th minute, there was a scramble in front, and Mia Hughes got the goal, her 4th of the season. 2-0 Indianola at halftime, and they sealed the matter 5.5 minutes into the second half off a error in the Oskaloosa penalty area after a free kick. Mara Cosenza knocking the ball in after Kirsten DeWeese had the ball briefly but spilled it, and Cosenza was there to take advantage and make it 3-0, and that's how the game ended.
Yeah, that was a tough one for Oskaloosa. I want to just chalk it up to an off night. It wasn't your night, and leave it at that. Again, burn the tape, go on to the next game. Remember how well you played Monday. Focus on that one. Forget about what happened tonight, and just find a way to regroup and finish out the year with 3 wins against 3 very beatable opponents, and go into postseason play on a high. This is just a hiccup.
Oskaloosa, as Wade mentioned, had a game last night, 1-0 at Pella Christian. They won that one. And so the Indians' 2-game winning streak is snapped. Oskaloosa 2-4 now in the Little Hawkeye Conference and 5-6 overall. Indianola improves to 4-7 overall and 2-3 in the conference. Oskaloosa's girls' next game will be Thursday night at South Tama. Our next broadcast of Oskaloosa High School soccer will be a boys' game a week from Thursday on the 16th as Knoxville comes here to Drost Field at the Lacey Recreation Complex That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff, and we'll have pregame at 6:45 here on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network and KBOEradio.com. Well, thanks very much to Brother Dave back at Mission Control. Thanks to Titus Lutzering, our producer-director, and the Oskaloosa video production crew. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, if maybe not quite the result. For Wade Steinlage, I'm Joe Lancello. The final score once again here tonight, Indianola 3, Oskaloosa nothing. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. Good night, everyone.
You've been listening to Oskaloosa Indians Soccer Action on KBOE. Brought to you by Clow Valve Company, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Community First Credit Union, Mahaska Drug, Hawkeye Real Estate, Edward Jones Investments, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Pella Printing, Quincy Place Mall in Ottumwa, Fred's Muffler Shop, Malcolm Lumber, Bank Iowa, The Rock Island Tap, Northern Mahaska Specialty Care, Falvey Lumber, Certified Pest Control, Robert Auld Investments, Layton State Bank, and Pella Regional Health Center. Your Keys to the Game sponsor is Craig Ford. This has been a presentation of the No Coast Network.